Whole milk is the least processed version of cow's milk you can buy. It contains about 3.25% milk fat, which is the natural fat content before any is removed. This is the milk humans have been drinking for thousands of years, dating back to the domestication of cattle around 8000 BC. The fat content is what gives whole milk its creamy mouthfeel and richer taste compared to lower fat versions. Best used for drinking, coffee, baking, cooking sauces, cereal. Skim milk, also called non-fat milk, has almost all the fat removed, typically less than 0.5% milk fat. The process involves spinning the milk in a centrifuge to separate the lighter fat molecules from the rest, then skimming that fat layer away. Because fat carries flavor, skim milk tastes noticeably thinner and less rich than whole milk, but it has the same protein and calcium content. There are also gradations in between 1% and 2% milk, which sit between whole and skim in both fat content and taste. Best used for drinking, smoothies, lower-calorie cooking and baking. Almond milk is made by blending almonds with water, then straining out the solids, leaving a thin, slightly nutty liquid. It's one of the most popular plant-based milks worldwide, but it's worth noting unsweetened almond milk is naturally very low in protein compared to dairy or soy milk. The flavor is light and slightly sweet, with a distinct nutty undertone that comes through in coffee and cereal. Best used for coffee, smoothies, cereal, baking for a dairy-free option. Soy milk has been around far longer than most plant-based milks. It's been consumed in East Asia for over 1,000 years. It's made by soaking, grinding, and boiling soybeans, then straining out the solids. Nutritionally, soy milk is the closest plant-based milk to dairy in terms of protein content, which is why it's often recommended as the best dairy substitute for people needing protein in their diet. Best used for drinking, cooking, baking, protein-focused diets. Coconut milk comes into very different forms, and mixing them up can ruin a recipe. Canned coconut milk is thick, rich, and high in fat, made by pressing grated coconut meat with water. It's a cooking ingredient used in curries, soups, and desserts. Carton coconut milk, the kind sold as a dairy alternative in the refrigerated aisle, is thinned out significantly with water and often fortified with vitamins. It's meant for drinking, not cooking. Best used for canned curries and cooking. Carton drinking, cereal, coffee. Goat milk has smaller fat globules than cow's milk, which some people find makes it easier to digest, even though it still contains lactose. It has a distinct tangy, slightly earthy flavor that's noticeably different from cow's milk. Some people love it, others find it takes getting used to. Globally, goat milk is actually consumed more widely than cow's milk in many parts of the world, particularly across Africa, the Middle East, and parts of Asia. Best used for drinking, cheese making, yogurt, regions where goats are more accessible than cattle. Oat milk exploded in popularity over the last several years, largely because of how well it froths, making it a favorite for coffee shops doing lattes and cappuccinos. It's made by soaking and blending oats with water, then straining the mixture, sometimes with added enzymes to break down starches into natural sugars. It has a naturally creamy texture and mild sweetness, without the strong nutty flavor that comes with almond or cashew milk. Best used for coffee drinks, lattes, cereal, baking.